We also looked at the painting by Wang Qiao that has 3 women in it. The bed is there, the dressing table. You think, well, okay, it's just a bedroom scene, but within the conventions of Chinese imagery, the fact that you have, 2 women dressed in a certain way, but rumpled bedclothes means that they are high-class prostitutes, they're courtesans. So the rumpled bedclothes indicates client has left. So it's definitely, that's very clear. It's a very well-worn visual convention and literary convention.
I think it's also worth pointing out what the objects on her dressing table are.
Yeah.
There's a bronze vessel that looks like it's probably a Han Dynasty bronze vessel, and in the bronze vessel are scrolls that are kind of hastily rolled up, sheets of paper. And it sort of reminds me a little bit of the clothes in a hamper. Things that are kind of hastily put together. And then there's a whisk, which would have originally been a piece of Taoist iconography, but I think by this time it simply represents a scholar.
And then a scholar at leisure.
A scholar at leisure. And then there's this amazingly fancy mirror that I believe has a caltrop flower on the back of it. I think it's an 18-petal caltrop. Yeah. And actually, Karil noticed this first, and I sort of went bonkers afterwards when she pointed it out, is the woman making the bed has bound feet and her foot is showing. And the lady at the dressing table has bound feet and her feet are showing. And Chinese upper class women's bound feet are never represented in art. You see bound feet represented in pornography. There are so many codes that are so clear that this is a highly eroticized image. I mean, in addition to the rumpled bedclothes, there's a clothes hamper that has clothing that's been strewn in it. On top of her bed, the rumpled bed where a client has just left, there are books and paintings. So these women who are high-class sex workers are also literate, highly educated. I mean, I really think that high-class courtesans were extremely well educated.
And often talented in the arts as well. And this is, even the courtesans filled a kind of romantic, not just a sexual, but a romantic. And companionship role.
Right. One of the things that I think is so interesting about that painting is that we are clearly seeing a story in the middle. I mean, there have been things happening, and she's getting ready for more things to happen.